So many cheating scandals. Brock Davies cheating on Sheena Shay, and now Denise Richards possibly cheated on Aaron Phypers. Could that mean that she really did sleep with Brandy Glanville? Lots to get into. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Sheena Shay's new book, My Good Side, drops this Tuesday. I have my copy, and I'm going to be breaking down all of the tea from the book live on stage this Wednesday in Philly at City Winery. I'm back at City Winery this Wednesday. So come on out. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. I've got Steele and Shooter from formerly the Brav Bros, now Bros and Shows. I've also got Giorgio Says and Jackie Goldschneider from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And then this Sunday, July 27th, I'm going to be in Chicago. We got Donna Bowling on stage. We got Chef Stu O'Keefe on stage. And Jenny McCarthy will be joining me in Chicago on stage as well. Both shows, you can go to nofilterlive.com and get your tickets. And here to join me and help me break down all of the latest tea, you know him from Bros and Shows. You're going to see him on stage this Wednesday. Please welcome of Steele and Shooter, Steele.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, I'm here on behalf of the both of us today. Shooter is on a golf trip to North Carolina, so I'll try to say some shooterisms as we go.
Well, you got the bubbly behind you. That'll fill in for him.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, he's
bubbly.
the mustachioed bubbly can behind me.
How is the stash?
Oh, it's better than ever. It just keeps on getting a little bit bigger every year. I'm curious if he's going to go just full stash at some point, and like because he goes stubble stash. It's like
Yeah.
the 5 o'clock shadow with the stash, but I had a mustache. We did a thing where people say that I kind of resemble Miles Teller. And
Yeah.
when Top Gun came out, I gave myself a mustache like 3 years ago. I don't like myself with a mustache. It wasn't horrible, but I don't care for it on me. Shooters is great. I'm more of a beard guy.
Yeah. Well, are you excited to get back on stage on Wednesday?
I can't wait, man. It's been way too long since the boys were all together. We haven't done a show in Philly in over a year. And we're at our home field, City Winery, Philly. So I'm stoked. I think it's going to be an awesome show. As usual, us three, we just have a great rapport. You can't fake this shit. All right. So if you don't have tickets yet and you're listening to this and you're in the tri-state area, I'm talking New York, Philly, Jersey, Delaware. I know that's more than three. If you can make it to Philadelphia, you don't really have an excuse not to go. It's hot as shit outside. City Winery has great AC. Okay, go get a cold drink, sit in the AC, and listen to us talk some shit.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. I remember last time when we did Philly, like we had a good crowd. Everybody was having a good time. We were all hanging out at the bar afterwards. Like it was fun.
Yeah, it's usually a good time. Our friends usually show up, so they get a little extra rowdy. But every time we've done it, we've sold out, and it's always been a great time. The audience is super responsive, interactive. They're not rudely interactive. We've done some shows where like the audience gets a little too rowdy.
Yeah.
But Philly, we like to toe that line to make it like extra fun, but not disrespectful.
Yeah. Are you getting a copy of Sheena's new book, My Good Side? Will you be reading?
I was curious, are they going to do like an audible with like her reading it? Because I
I
think
think
I'd
so.
rather do that.
I believe so. I know they're doing an audible. I think she's the one that read it.
I mean, it begs the question, can she read? And if she can, is she reading it?
I think she is reading it. They do have Audible. Yeah, it says Sheena Shay is the author and the narrator. It's a
Maybe I'll
6-hour
try that.
audiobook.
I don't know. I might also like I might have to do it in like segments. I don't know if I can do 6 hours straight of Sheena Shay, but maybe that and maybe Chat GPT. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I want to read it, but I want to read it because of the reasons that she wants us to read it, and that kind of pisses me off. Like all of these things that could have came out on her tenure and Vanderpump Rules that she kept to herself, even though she's going after Ariana and like the Scandival thing and all that bullshit she spewed. And meanwhile, she's sitting on this the entire time. It makes me
Yeah.
less likely to buy the book because I don't want to support it when she's using it like later. She's using it after the fact to to sell books. I think that's horseshit. And I think that the hypocrisy of her for that entire final season after finding these things out makes me not want to buy and support her book.
I think to me it was like I understand how maybe she wanted to shield Brock because obviously everybody was like destroying Tom Sandoval for cheating, and everyone was speculating that he was probably sleeping with Raquel. And I get that. But also at the same time, you can't then, her and Lala were so big on transparency during that final season, which I was with them. I know the audience hated them, but I was actually like, yeah, I think Katie should be honest. I think Ariana should be honest. Like, I was on that train with them, being like, yeah, I think they should, lean into the show and give us more. Like, they've done this for so long, they know the game, that now suddenly they want to set up boundaries. And I get boundaries, cool, but also boundaries don't work on reality television. That's why Kylie Jenner and Kendall are so boring, because they just have too many boundaries. They want to show us nothing of their life, but they expect us to tune in, and they expect to still collect their paycheck. I don't think it's fair to the audience. So I was with Lala when she was like coming at Ariana and being like, you're not being fully honest, or you're not being fully yourself, whatever. But then to find out that Sheena was hiding this the entire time, I'm just like, well, now that looks bad. And then it looks bad on Lala because she's just kind of like, giving Sheena a pass for it. That to me
She's
was,
complicit.
well, she claims she didn't find out until after. She only found out more recently, and I'm assuming it's because Sheena decided to talk about it in the book, so she figured she finally had to tell Lala the truth about the affair. But I don't know.
I don't know, but see, so that's what it does, right? What it does is now we all have questions. Now we all start
Yeah.
speculating. Did Lala know? How long before she found out? Was she part of it? I don't think that I'm with you. I'm assuming that she probably found out much further after the fact. So I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But this is what happens if you don't give it to us in the right time and place, and you sit on information like this. Now we're going to sit here and ask questions about the entire thing, trying to get to the bottom of it. And that's what Bravo fans do more than anybody. Like, they're sleuths. They're going to dig into this shit like a private detective. And I think it takes away from, not that that last season was very good, but I don't know, it leaves a stain on it now, even more so because you're watching the entire thing, or if you think back to the entire thing, how adamant they were about the transparency of it all, going after
Yeah.
Ariana relentlessly. Meanwhile, you're trying to, and like you said, do I understand trying to protect your man? Sure. But then don't get on a soapbox on the other side of it. Just sit there and shut up about it. But instead, you went that route. Now the book comes out, and then she goes on her podcast to defend why she sat on it. It's like, well, that's contradictory to everything that you said during the season.
Yeah.
You wanted to protect him. Great, fine, whatever. You were the exact opposite when you were talking to Ariana about everything and the transparency of it all. So I don't know. It irritates me to no end. It's such a Sheena Shay move that I'm not like shocked by the whole thing. It's just I find myself not wanting to read it because I'm like playing into this whole scam.
Okay, who here is tired of bloating? I know I am. Whether you're at work and you can't focus because you're feeling kind of off, or maybe you're on a date and you're bloated and just not feeling confident. For me, I'm on camera all the time. So I not only want to look good, but I also want to feel good. I want to be able to focus, and I want to be able to give my best, right? Which is why I'm very excited to introduce to you Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic. It's a prebiotic and probiotic supplement that has just come onto my radar, and I've been loving it so far, and that's why I had to share it with you, right? DSO1 is formulated with 24 clinically and scientifically studied strains to support whole body health. I'm talking about everything from gut health, check, skin health, heart health, immune health, gut barrier integrity. It's formulated with strains that are clinically validated to reduce abdominal bloating and intermittent constipation after only 2 weeks. It's shown to increase good bacteria by over 400%. Okay. It's super easy to take. I just take 2 capsules a day. I recommend it to all my friends. If you're having tummy issues, if you're getting bloated, if you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling good, it can help with so many different layers in your life. Like I said, from gut health to heart health to skin health, immune system health. Like, it's just overall a great fit for your daily routine. I've been loving it. I've been recommending it to all my friends. And if you want to jump on board, get ahead of your New Year's goals with a routine that helps you right now by going to seed.com. That's SEED, seed.com/nofilter25 and use code nofilter25. That's code nofilter25, nofilter25, and that's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/nofilter25, code nofilter25. Go right now. Join the fun on DraftKings Casino, ranked the #1 online casino experience. They've got everything that you've been searching for. Thousands of exciting games, huge jackpots, exclusive offers, and more. New players get a 10-day welcome offer. 500 spins on Huff and More Puff when you play just $5 to start. Download the DraftKings Casino app, sign up with code NOFILTER, and spin your favorite slots. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Toronto. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for feature game only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 8/24/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. #1 based on Eilers and Kraychek, second half 2024 product analysis. Most people don't realize pork is one of the biggest sources of parasites in the world. Study after study proves it. The CDC says pork is the primary source of trichinosis infections worldwide. The WHO and CDC list pork as a top source for tapeworms and toxoplasmosis. Research shows pork has poor detox channels, making it easy for parasites to survive and pass to humans. If you eat pork or sushi, travel, have pets, or simply want to protect your gut and immune system, it's one more reason to do a targeted medical-grade full-body parasite cleanse at least once a year. That's why the wellness company created the ivermectin plus mebendazole parasite cleanse. This unique, powerful combination helps eliminate unwanted parasites and supports your immune system, digestion, and overall health. Fill out a quick intake form and get a 4-usage supply, medical-grade cleanse shipped straight to your door. Head to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to save $90 off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER. Yeah. And then she also talks about her relationship or dating Eddie Cibrian, John Mayer, and Jesse Metcalf. She's kind of just like putting all her tea out there, which I guess in, one of these like expository types of books, post-reality TV, I guess I can appreciate because I obviously want to read all the details about all of those different relationships. Do you think it's too much?
Here's the thing. Again, it goes back to the person, right?
Yeah.
Because if this was a different situation, it's like you want to find out about their lives. And if it's a reality TV star, as you said, I want all the dirt. I want all the tea. I want these wacky stories of your past. But at the same time, now it feels performative. And now it feels like she used all of this and she's just trying to sell copies. And like, I get that because obviously you publish a book to make money, but it's just because of the way that she moves and has moved and is still moving that I'm like, this all feels gimmicky now. It all feels like you're shoehorning it in there because you know that it's going to sell copies. It seems disingenuous. That's what it feels like. It feels disingenuous to lump all this shit together and give it to us now. And it's like, let's go back to your reality TV career and not your recent, trying to parasite off of the Valley. Where was all of this when you were filming? And I know she mentioned John Mayer a few times here and there, but it seems like too little too late for me, I guess. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I mean, I know a lot of people are giving her flack for outing the affair and then outing all her previous relationships. For me, I feel like I don't fault her necessarily because when you because people are thinking like it's too much. If I were in a relationship and I cheated and I would never write about it in a book and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's fine when you think of it from the lens of like, or I've even seen other content creators kind of say that. And I'm like, I get it. But you guys also have never lived your life so openly on
Sure.
television for so many years. All these people know how to do is overexpose the dirty details of their life. I understand people being upset about her keeping it a secret, but you can't be upset with her about finally revealing it now, one, to sell books, because I mean, she's got a baby to feed and you're going to do what you got to do. And the only way she knows how to make money, because that's what she's done, with Vanderpump Rules for so many years, is to put all of her life out there. So I don't fault her for doing that. I understand the criticism given how Vanderpump Rules ended in season 11.
Yeah, that's the heart of it all. As far as I didn't realize people were even going the route of like you shouldn't air that out, like you should
Yeah.
keep that to yourself. I don't agree with that. Fuck that. Like put it all out there.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with her doing what she's always done, like you just said. Like this is what a reality TV star does. If they have something juicy, they're gonna put it out there to make money
Yeah.
off of it. That's why we watch them. We're waiting for them to do that constantly. When are they gonna drop a bomb on somebody? All of that. So I don't have an issue with her quote unquote outing those relationships and affairs. My issue is always and forever going to be timing, intention,
Yeah.
and then the hypocrisy of it. Like going back to watching how she talked and treated people, knowing that she sat on multiple different things throughout her tenure at VPR. And that's what rubs me the wrong way. It's not so much what she's divulging, it's her life, and the people that got involved with her previously. If you didn't want this aired out, then you shouldn't have been involved with it. I'll never really grasp that, where it's like people get up in arms like, don't divulge that. It's like, well, you were part of it, or this is part of her story. So if she wants to tell her story, who are you to tell her not to? That part I can get over. It's simply hypocrisy, timing, and intention. That's my problem with it.
Yeah, I agree. She also drags Lisa Vanderpump in the book. What did you think of that? She said that
It's
Lisa forced her to or tried to strong arm her into defending James on the show, and she also accused Lisa of building Vanderpump Rules off, her back in the scandal with her and Brandy and Eddie.
it just seems thirsty. It seems short-sighted more than anything, especially considering you're trying to claw your way into the valley. You've gotten a few side appearances here and there. Most of the time, most of the audience rolls their eyes when you pop on the screen, and that's corroborated in our comment section. Like, why is Sheena here? So it's a weird move, seeing as LVP is an EP on that show, for you to then take shots at her in your book. And it was like, I think it was in the same week that came out about her talking about Lisa gaslighting her, but then she went on her podcast like complimenting Lisa. It's like, if we've learned anything about LVP over the years, she will take this personally. She
Yeah,
will retaliate, and
yeah,
your career on reality TV hangs in the balance. And you're already hanging on by a thread. You've had maybe a total of 4 minutes on the screen this season of The Valley, and we all know you want way more. We're all aware of that. And given the stupid production on that show, they'll probably fuck it up and throw all those people back in next season. But that's neither here nor there. It's a weird move to bite the hand that feeds you. I'll never understand that. And again, that goes back to the intention of it all, where it's like, don't get so short sighted to sell and promote your book that you're then shooting yourself in the foot to get back on TV. Because LVP is going to take this personally. There's
yeah,
no doubt in my mind. And she's going to do something about it. And then if we know anything about Sheena, she's going to play the victim, take it personally, and go on a tour saying, see, I told you, Lisa always gaslights me. Lisa, she always comes after me. It's like, well, you threw the first stone in a book
yeah,
this time. And I guess it'd be different if she wasn't trying to get back on TV and trying to continue her career. Sure, go for it. Who cares at that point? It's the end of the line. But you're trying to get back on. Why would you take a shot?
yeah. It's like the disgruntled housewives that are suing NBC and Bravo and calling out Andy
Exactly.
Cohen. It's like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. I get it, and I don't think that Sheena's wrong in saying that Lisa used Sheena and Brandy to build this show.
Sure.
I think Lisa's very smart. And I also think it's maybe a little unfair of people to throw digs at Lisa for being calculated in the way that she is, because she's smart, she's savvy, and she knows the best way to make a great reality show is to use two figures: Brandy, who people already know and loved on Beverly Hills, and then Sheena, who is part of this scandal. Like, if she can, forge these two to have a conversation, get it on camera, that's going to be super juicy, and it's going to help launch her own spinoff. It was smart.
It's very smart. And it goes back to, okay, Sheena, but you can also take that moment in that first episode of VPR and accredit that to your entire career.
Yeah.
So without that, and like LVP did it, as you said, very intentionally. She knows what she's doing. She's very savvy. That's why she's been in this business for as long as she has. That's why we all keep watching her shows. Even Villa. I love Villa. It's so cheesy and campy, and
Mhm.
I really enjoy it. But if she didn't do that, you would be irrelevant. And I
Yeah.
doubt you had an issue with it. Not just the first season. I doubt that she really thought about it until the end of everything. And then she's looking back, hindsight's a mofo, and she's thinking back on all the times. And I don't think that you have to grin and bear things just because it was part of your career and it helped you be successful. Like there, of course, you're going to change the way you think and feel along the way. That's called growth. That's what we hope and pray most people do is grow along the way, become a better person, all of those things. And some of that's looking back on choices, decisions, and actions that you made in the past and maybe second guessing it, such as that first scene in VPR. But that was such a tantalizing scene for so many people that it really locked you in. You're like, whoa, this is starting off pretty hot. Like, what is this? So
Yeah.
without that, I'm sure VPR would have been fine because you had Stassi and Jackson, that whole debacle. But the Sheena moment is iconic for the Vanderpump Rules universe. And that's something that really kickstarted the show. So I think it's kind of strange that you're now going back and saying, I wish that hadn't happened or I didn't like how that went down. It's like that launched the show and it launched your stardom. And I've seen clips of like Sheena like doing, I think it was a commercial and like a couple other random things, or it was like, fuck, was like MTV or VH1 or one of those random ones. And she like popped up. It's like, that's what you were doing before. You're writing books now and supporting your family on your salary from reality TV, which is a product of LVP. So there's a give and take to it where you can be upset about certain things, but to then go in a book and write about it and be pissed off about the, if you want to call it a quote unquote like meet cute of, Brandy and Sheena in that scene, I think that's dumb. I think that you're talking about what launched your career and now you're looking at it in a negative light simply because you're now off the show and now you can say things that maybe you didn't say before while simultaneously trying to get back onto reality TV. That
Yeah.
doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it's like, and I know she went on her podcast and she had a lot of nice things to say about Lisa, but you're also kind of burning the bridge when you kind of throw her under the bus like that. You said that you feel
Exactly.
manipulated by her. I mean, and both things can be true. You can feel manipulated by Lisa and also have appreciation for the show and for what it's given you. Um, I don't know. It just feels like she's doing it in an attempt. Like part of me is like I can't knock the hustle because she's doing it to sell books and like obviously she wants to sell. And I think the book is actually going to do really well. I think a lot of
It
people are going to
will.
buy it.
It
A lot
will
of
do
people are going to
well.
read it. A lot of people are already talking about it. There is a lot of press pickup, so I think it's going to be fine. Um, but it is an interesting move on her end to throw LVP under the bus and then to like out John Mayer and Jesse Metcalf, like to really just open up about. But again, that's kind of what we want in a messy, reality TV book.
Yes, agreed. It's more that's the timing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
If this is the end of your run on reality TV or on Bravo and you're shifting to a different platform, fine. But it's weird to do it knowing that you're trying to get back on this same network. That's where I'm like,
On
what
the
are you
ballot.
trying to
Well, look at
do?
Dodie. Dodie did it, and Dodie hates Lisa.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that the difference there is that Lisa will bite the bullet if it makes for a good TV show. And I
Yeah.
think that we can all agree Dodie is an OG and a champion when it comes to reality TV. She makes good TV. And I don't think that Lisa, she's a businesswoman at the end of the day. She knows that putting Dodie on that show is going to make it a better show. Can you say the same about Sheena? That's the issue. Sheena does not have the star power of a Kristen Doty, and that just it is what it is. So they're apples to oranges in that regard, and I think that it's interesting you brought that up. It's almost like I think Sheena thinks that she's on that level or that she could be on that level where it's like I'm important, you need me, you can't just get rid of me even though she's not even a full-time person on that show. But I think that it's very different. And I think that when Lisa looks at it, Sheena versus Dodie and the whole situation, Dodie's going to move numbers. She's going to get people to watch the show. Sheena is going to have people commenting on the show, rolling their eyes, going, "Why is Sheena here?" That's the difference. And that's why she doesn't care what Dodie says. Then she'll take that. She's not going to read a chapter about her getting dragged by Sheena and be like, you know what? She's still good for the show. Like we don't need Sheena. Sheena's not an integral part of the Valley. So it's dumb. It's just not smart. It's not smart if you're trying to get back on the show. I have no issue with writing what you want to write. It's your book. Do what you got to do, but then don't get sad or mad or play victim when this comes back to bite you in the ass down the road.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the new season. Jax isn't coming back. Are you sad? Are you going to miss him?
I'm so happy that he is off the screen. Watching this season as somebody in recovery is beyond infuriating, and it's like a slap in the face of myself and other people that have gone through what I've gone through to get to where we are today. And to hear him talk about it drives me nuts. You know, even recently he was quoted saying, "I'm never going to drink alcohol again. I'm never doing this." Anybody in the recovery space, we don't talk like that. We don't speak in
Yeah.
absolutes because, hopefully I never drink again. My plan and intentions to not drink ever again. I will never say I'll never do it again because I'm not going to put that kind of weight on myself. So even the way he's talking just completely devalues what he's saying. And watching this whole season of this bullshit redemption arc they tried to push, especially early on, you get these confessionals from quote unquote rehab, a rehab that lets you have your phone and leave when you want to leave to go back to your house to torment your ex-wife or current wife, I guess. I think it was really frustrating for me. I don't think that his scenes were that important. I don't think that he was a big part of the show this season. And I think that the episodes I enjoyed the most was like Hawaii, and he wasn't part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled he's gone. I'm thrilled that Bravo finally made a move to hold somebody accountable that really needed to be held accountable. We watched him abuse his wife on TV. We've watched him fake that he's sober on TV. And we've watched him do a countless other things on television that are deplorable that seem to not go poorly for him because he made good TV. He's not that guy anymore. He's not that person to where you're like, we need Jax, the show is going to fail.
Yeah.
And them holding him accountable, it's it was time, I think, because we've had a lot of things happen in the past few years, I think, that were a little bit bigger than TV that we were privy to. And I think that for the most part, people kind of get a slap on the wrist and we move on. I think it's important that they show that there is a line and that at a certain point they do have to take action. And then with somebody like Jax, who's again, we're watching him emotionally abuse his wife on TV. We've heard about him hitting her with a coffee table, throwing it. We're watching them argue back and forth. And then for whatever weird fucking reason, the camera's panning over to their child amidst the argument, which is gross. So it was too much. It was too dark. He's an asshole. I would love to like challenge him to like an exhibition boxing match and just beat the doors off him because I just think that I don't know, man. He's just an evil person. And I'm so stoked that he's off the screen. I'm so excited that he's gone. And I'm curious to see how the show does now without his shadow over them.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, he's still going to have a part of the show. He's not going to be on the show, but he'll still have a part of the show because we're still going to get Brittany's perspective on what it's
Hmm.
like going through a divorce and co-parenting with him. And I think if anything we learned this season, he doesn't need to be on the cast to still, be part of the show, that it's not necessary for him to have his side on the show because I don't think his side is ever very honest or transparent and you can't
Hmm.
trust him, you know? I mean,
Correct.
I was kind of like blindsided when he did that interview with Alex Baskin at the top of the season, which really was to kind of humanize him, I think. But when Alex Baskin was like, "We had no idea you had a cocaine addiction," and it's like,
Yeah.
who? What do you mean you had no idea? Like the audience had an idea, and you're gonna tell me the producers that were filming them and on vacation with them like had no clue that this was
They
an
were probably
issue?
doing it with him. I hate the producers on this show. I think they're terrible. Jeremiah and Alex Baskin are out of touch with the audience. They're out of touch with the current model that we want to see. We've been on this rant for over a year, ever since the VPR finale with Jeremiah, and then watching the season with Alex Baskin. trying to push this Jax thing on us. And exactly like you said, that's what that interview was, hey, this is still a human. It's like, he doesn't deserve our sympathy. He's made no changes. He went to a treatment center for 30 days, left early, didn't take it seriously, and then seems to believe that just because he went somewhere that we're supposed to feel bad for him now. It's like, no, that's actually when the work starts, is when you get out. It's not in there.
Yeah.
So that's what pissed me off. And like, don't shove sad music behind a scene with him to try to make me feel bad. I don't care. And for them to try to set this whole thing up by starting out with an interview preseason where it's like, look, this is a sad guy. It's like, yeah, because he shot him out, like his own self in the foot every single step that he could. So like, you want me to feel bad for him? I don't feel bad for him. I'm not gonna feel bad for him. The only thing that's gonna make it worse is you constantly trying to make me feel bad for him. Get him off the screen.
Yeah.
And also his claim, as they did that transition, which I do love those moments where they went from VPR to the Valley that first time. He was talking about how he'd gotten his shit together, how his life was good now, and all of those things, which I don't believe. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, what can we point to for the reason of you getting your life on track? You weren't on TV. So now you want me to feel bad because you're not on TV, but apparently you being on TV exacerbates all of your behaviors even more. Okay, cool. I'm not going to root for that.
Yeah. The thing is, they want to give us a redemption arc without showing us any redemption worthy behavior.
Yes,
Like, they're
correct.
trying to force a redemption arc. Like, Kristen Doty, we've seen have growth and evolution, but she's still very much the same. Stassi Schroeder, same thing. You know, I feel like we've seen people that have made mistakes. Even Tom Sandoval, as much as people dislike him and as much as he's probably still not a great person overall, even he has shown glimpses of growth since Scandival,
He was
whereas
great on
Jax
Traders.
Taylor, he was
He was
great
great
on
on
Traders.
Traders.
And so I think he'll be great on House of Villains as well. He's good TV. Jax is not enjoyable TV anymore. You know, he was
Correct.
great when he had other people to work off of when they were young, dumb, stupid kids. But like now they've kind of outgrown that phase of their lives, and he's shown no growth. He's shown no remorse. Like there are words that are coming out of his mouth, but like they just fall flat on the audience. And it's almost as if the producers forget that we've watched him on television for over a decade now. Like at this point, it's not, we don't buy it anymore. Because even the cast doesn't buy it. And we see Brittany, who, let's be honest, is not the most likable person either. But, you know, you at least see what he's putting her through. And it's like, you know, there's nothing that, and I'm always willing to give a dog another chance and to, you know, see somebody stumble and fumble their way back until they're back on their feet. But again, we just don't see any of that with Jax. We hear the words, and so it feels like he's just trying to sell us on that, and then it's
Yep.
almost insulting to the audience when the production is also trying to sell us on believing his words when we've seen him lie about it too many times.
Exactly that. That's exactly it. It's insulting. It's belittling to people like me, like I said, that have actually gone through this process. And the Britney thing is perfectly said, because Britney's probably the worst friend I've ever seen on TV. Like, she's not a good friend to people. She doesn't treat, her and Dodie, that relationship, her and Zack, that relationship. She's like shoving them to the side for fucking Janet of all people. Like, she's not the most likable character. But what this has done is humanize Britney, because you're
Yeah.
watching Britney go through all these things. You're watching her reactions to it. You're watching, which I still think is not okay for them to put the kid on TV, but you're watching all of these effects, and it's all this trickle down effect from one guy who has lost that touch of, oh, this is interesting or fun to watch. Now it's
Yeah.
dark and depressing to watch on a show that I really don't think needs it. I think that honestly, that shadow of Jax coming in and out has been detrimental to the Valley. He will always be there, like you said, like back here somewhere, like that shadow is always going to be present in the Valley. And I don't think that's actually a bad thing moving forward, because you're going to see the fallout from the divorce. We're going to see all of those things, but not having him come onto the screen in a sad, quote unquote, sad scene in his divorced dad condo where he's talking about living next door to Schwartz and crying about not seeing his kid. Meanwhile, you got out of rehab and you went and got Botox, a haircut, and saw your boys at the bar before you went to try to see your child. So don't then sit on your rooftop patio of the condo you bought therefore forcing Brittany to take over your entire mortgage that is double what it should be because you don't pay taxes and you want me to feel sad about it. Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Yeah.
No thanks.
Let's talk about Denise and Aaron. We saw
Please.
they're headed for divorce. They're now flinging accusations back and forth at each other. She has a temporary restraining order against him. She's claiming that he was abusive. He's claiming that she's a cheater. Where do you stand? Do you believe both of them?
Ooh, I don't know, man. This one's so hard because all of my experiences with Aaron, he's such a weirdo that
Yeah.
like it's very hard for me to take anything he says seriously. This is the man that was saying he's getting tailed by the FBI amongst a bunch of other weird shit. I, I'm not sure because that last season with Denise, which also, she wasn't doing great either, with the pink jacket upside down scene and all that. It's tough. This is a tough one to decipher. I did see the selfie she took of a black eye, so obviously that's deplorable. And that's
Well, he
where,
says that she was drunk and she fell.
see, I don't believe that. That I
Yeah, I
don't
don't believe
believe
that either.
because there'd be more bruises elsewhere on her body to show that she hit the ground. That looks to,
Well,
and it looks
and he
way.
said it was a staircase that she fell on.
Then she'd
She
be all
hit
kinds of
she,
fucked up.
yeah.
And she only hit her eye? That's yeah, no. He should have went with like anything else because that I wouldn't have probably believed it regardless because when you see a shiner like that, that looks like she was struck by somebody. And I'm
Yeah.
going to lean towards that's what happened. I've seen him snap a little bit on TV. His
Yeah.
demeanor was always strange. Could I see him doing that? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on Denise's team there for sure. As far as the fallout from this whole thing, the claims that she was unfaithful, I could believe that too.
Well, I
Obviously,
mean,
that
we
is
have the Brandy thing, and
that's what I mean. Yeah,
and everybody believed, like, there was no shred of a doubt that she didn't sleep with Brandy. Like, I think that's why the other women pushed it so hard because it was so obviously true that everybody was like, "Why is she trying to send a cease and desist to the network?
right.
Why is she trying to shut this down so bad?" Now, given all the details, and given this new context, now it makes more sense. But I I don't deny that maybe she was cheating on him. He says that that's what led to ultimately the end of their marriage is I guess he found text messages of her sending to another man about how she was going to organize him coming into her hotel room while she was I guess working or something. Um, and Aaron said that that's ultimately what led to a big fight on the 4th of July and that's why he filed for divorce.
I could see that. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
You get two sides to every story, and the third side's the truth. I can see that, and I especially after watching them together for that one season, and I didn't watch the Denise Richards show, uh, whatever that one was called, but is he
Nobody
on that
did.
one?
Yeah. It was boring.
Yeah,
Like that, it was so. They tried to bring in all the housewives cameos, and it was so boring.
was it? Yeah. See, I never even gave that one a shot. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in it, and apparently, rightfully so. But I could definitely see all of that being true. I can definitely see Denise. There's already rumors and speculation out there, so this it's hard to defend that you're not cheating when we've already heard that you've been cheating with other people. So I don't believe what you're saying in that regard. On Aaron's side, you
Yeah,
can't tell me she fell down the stairs, bro. Like that's ridiculous. You punched her or hit her in some way, shape, or form. And that's disgusting. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they're getting divorced if that's the retaliation of an affair. Like that laying hands on somebody's never appropriate. It's never okay.
no,
It's never a good thing. So hopefully that more of that comes to light as to what exactly happened. As far as those two, I'm glad they're getting divorced. I didn't really care before. It was always random to see them together when they were, you know, leaving dinner because the FBI is watching, and like he just always freaked me out. I never trusted the guy
yeah,
ever.
yeah. He was always a strange dude. I didn't like the way he would talk to the other women. Like he didn't
No,
seem like he had no issue. I mean, there's one thing like on OC where you have like Emily Simpson's husband who can get a little snappy with the other women, but something about him, like his demeanor, he did not care about speaking down to the other women. It
I-
wasn't just like him getting involved in the fights. Like he literally would speak down to them and was so condescending to them.
Instantly too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like he got pushed and poked and annoyed to the point that he kind of snapped. It was almost like sitting at the table with these women was beneath him. So when they addressed him,
Yeah.
he was like, "Ugh, like whatever." I can't stand that when it comes to husbands and husbands over the past 3 years, 4 years that Shooter and I have been doing this. Early on in our Bravo career, I was like, "Oh, it's fun when the husbands are on." They've started to try to get too involved somewhere along
Yeah.
the way, and that's irritating. It's called housewives, not house husbands. But there are some husbands that I enjoy, and they're good because they stay in their lane and they know when to speak. They know how to speak. They're not disrespectful to their wives or the other women. Because I feel like that's a trope that gets overlooked and is annoying. Is that if your wife is in it with somebody else, they're going back and forth. That doesn't give you a pass to go over there and be a total asshole to that person and
Right.
yell at them or demean them. I understand supporting your significant other, but there's ways to do that without pulling an Aaron and talking down and treating them like shit. Like that's never going to fly, especially with these audiences. So I agree. Like the way that he talked to people, and not just the housewife, just people in general. The way he talked to Denise, other people on the show, it was always that air of like condescension and arrogance that I never
Yeah.
enjoy watching on TV, and it makes you ask questions of like, "Oh, what's going on behind closed doors?" Like he
Yeah.
gave that vibe from the jump. So now that this shit's coming out, it's like, well, you didn't do yourself any favors early on when we didn't really know you, and now we've kind of gotten to know you a little bit through the years. This all kind of tracks for me. So tough to defend that when you're that guy.
Yeah. It's just I I have no doubts that they had a toxic relationship. I had no doubts
Definitely.
that they had some crazy fights. I have no doubts that, when he says that she had a drinking problem and she was possibly cheating, I believe all of that.
Hmm.
However, I also believe that he was abusive towards her, and I think that they were in a much more toxic relationship than we know, and it doesn't justify like him trying to be like, well, she was a cheater and she was a drunk, and that justifies
Doesn't
why
matter.
it doesn't. And he's so even if they did, have physical altercations together where she was also hitting him, he's so much bigger and larger and physically, can cause a lot more damage.
He could kill her. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. He could kill her. So, for him to use that defense of like, well, she hit me, it's like, well, then have some restraint and get out of the house. And I know that's
yeah,
not, I'm not trying to go down that road really, but like I just in that regard, that instance, because of his physical stature, and he was a big
yeah,
dude, like he was a strong dude. It's like that's not an excuse ever if you guys are getting into it for you to put hands on her. Like that's
yeah,
just simply not. And I think that we'll something tells me we're gonna get more. Like more of this is gonna come to light along the way. I don't think that this is gonna be a clean split by any means. I think it's gonna get messier and messier as it goes further and further. I'm curious to know, are we going to see the text messages? Like, are we going to get Denise's side, like what she was doing, what she was up to? Again, not that that justifies anything, but I would like to have more information
yeah,
as to what exact, not just like the he said, she said, because we get that all the time on reality TV. It's like, well, he did this, well, she did that. I want to see some receipts. I love a good receipt. So I'm wondering if any more of that's going to come out. Is just going to fizzle out? Are they going to settle outside of court? Like what the deal is with it? I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I think that I don't think it's over yet. I think we're going to get a lot more.
yeah. We'll see. Two other stories I wanted to. One of them is really funny. Gwyneth Paltrow. There's a biography coming out about her. Comes out next
Interesting.
week by Amy Odell. And it's interesting, but there was a funny headline that came out that reveals the sex act that Gwyneth Paltrow loved performing on Ben Affleck. Can
Oh
you
no.
take a wild guess?
Yeah, I don't want to. Does it have to do with
It's
salad?
no surprise. Well, I mean, it does have to do with things you would find in the kitchen.
Oh no. Oh, like a vegetable?
Not a vegetable. Something you drink, though.
Milk?
No.
Oh, I'm way off. What is it?
You could put milk in it.
Coffee or Kahlua?
Close.
Oh, I'm getting
Close to
closer with
coffee.
coffee. Is it alcoholic?
Nope.
Okay, close to coffee. What's close to coffee?
I mean, maybe something she would drink every morning.
An espresso tea? What
Close.
the
No espresso.
tea, but not tea. What the fuck?
What is a sex act that involves tea?
Teabagging. Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
So random.
that's bizarre. I don't understand the look, no kink shaming here, obviously. Everyone do what you want to do.
But that's like one of the least like fun or enjoyable. Like
Sexy
it's just
moments, like it's
yeah,
just
like the
like hold on,
coordination
wait.
of that.
Yeah, that's not. And how do you like honestly? How do you look somebody in the eye after doing that? Like, just go on about your day, like, "Hey, I didn't just do that to you."
But also like how like I don't know how anybody even finds like pleasure in that. Like it's
You-
not
Was it like a conversation of like, what's your fantasy? And he's like, "Well, yeah,
well no,
I've
this
always
was
wanted
what
to."
she enjoyed. This was her favorite thing to do
Oh,
with him.
what?
That's why I'm like there's like what?
She?
It's so random. I
It's
forgot
in
that
her
they even
book.
dated. It's in the biography. So she didn't write it, but this woman Amy Odell, she wrote it about them.
That was her thing. I mean, again, like you do what you got to do. It's none of my business what you're doing behind closed doors. I guess I don't understand it at all. I don't know what about that would be like, ooh, hell yeah.
It was so
What?
random. Uh,
Is
well,
that,
here's
oh, hold on. Is that like, making a vagina candle? Is she just like trying to put things out there where people are like, ooh, I gotta
well,
read
no,
that.
this isn't from her. So she didn't write this book.
She
It's
didn't
what
talk to
somebody
Amy?
else. I think she told this to her makeup artist. She revealed this to
Oh,
her
and she
makeup
snitched?
artist. I guess the makeup artist is the one that told the author about it.
That's, I mean, here's what hope happens now is that, well, two things really. Like, if she wants to do herself a lot of favors, she leans into it and launches a tea brand. I mean, that and like
That's
make it kind of
smart.
look like balls.
This is
That
what
would
my
be the
vagina
move.
tastes like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the move, I think. Wait, hold on. Was she doing it to him?
No, how is she
No,
gonna do
yeah.
it to him? She
Well,
doesn't
the
have
way
any
you said it,
balls.
because you said this is what my vagina tastes like. So I was like, no, no,
Because her
yeah,
candle, she had the candle
the
that
can
said, "This is what my vagina smells like."
right. So if she's smart, she'll lean into it and launch a tea line. I think that's a no
Yeah,
brainer.
a
But the
goop
other
tea line.
part, yeah, you have to, right? You have to think of a good name though. Hmm. I don't know. I have to
She
brainstorm
has
that
to
one. There's
make a
something
joke
there.
out of this now. She
You
has
need
to.
to, and you need to just lean into it and don't. That's the thing. Like, I really want to know what her response is going to be. Like, how do you respond to that allegation? And the only way, I truly believe, the only way that you can come out of this like smelling like roses or whatever is just to accept it, lean into it, and move on. If she just like takes it on the chin, no pun intended, I think it'll be just fine. I don't think this is the most damning thing I've ever heard. But if she tries to fight it, that's where it's going to be like, come on, like, come on.
Well, the funniest thing too is it's like like Sheena revealed her affair to promote the book, and then to promote the Gwyneth Paltrow biography, this is what they reveal is that she loved getting teabagged by Ben Affleck.
That'll look. That's going to move copies. Like,
I mean, yeah.
just that
So
sentence alone
this
is like,
this is
I, I
an
want to read that.
excerpt. This is an excerpt from the book. They said that this was the ribald side of her that her friends knew well, but that the public didn't see was like this sexual. And there have been rumors that like she has sex parties and like a sex dungeon. Like there have been rumors about her personal life, but
I just
so
assume all really rich people do that kind of stuff.
right,
That's just my
teabag.
assumption. Well, at the sex parties, but sure, apparently teabagging as well. Maybe it's all encompassing. I feel like when you get a certain amount of money, you just get bored and start doing weird shit. That's kind of my thought.
Apparently, she told Kevin, her makeup artist, in her London hotel room one day after lunch that she loved when Ben Affleck would teabag her.
That's another thing when you said earlier, like her friends knew it well. I was like, they knew this specific thing or that she was a very sexual person because
I
those are
think they
two
knew that
different
she was a
things.
very sexual person, and
I
she's
thought she's
very
out there
open and free with her sex life.
just telling everybody, like, yeah, he
Yeah.
teabagged me earlier. Love it. Like,
Uh,
what the fuck?
like their physical chemistry couldn't overcome his self-destructive impulses because obviously it sounds like they had a great sex life, which may have included cheating on her. She
Oh,
claims that when they were dating that he struggled with alcoholism and he struggled with a gambling problem, and that he didn't always reciprocate her affection, that she had reservations because I guess she was more engaged in the relationship than he was.
yeah.
They
And,
were
he's
young.
they were young and he's been pretty open about his struggles throughout the years, which I've always appreciated. So I could see that definitely being true. I'm curious that's one I would be more interested in reading, not because of the teabagging part, although that's a great tagline. But I would rather read that than Sheena's probably.
I mean, I think she definitely has a very eventful sex life, and it seems like we're going to learn a lot more about it. Um,
Get your copies. No free ads.
Gwyneth, that's Gwyneth. The book is called Gwyneth, the biography. It comes out next Tuesday, July 29th. What is your latest update, or like where's your latest read on the whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni legal drama?
I haven't dove into that one nearly as much. I've been getting a little bit here and there trying to keep up. I do know that the back and forth has been pretty wild, and it seems like the tides are turning or have already turned against Blake Lively. I think a lot of shit came out
Yeah.
because I follow you. So you and Donna, like it popped up a lot, like in the midst of everything, because you guys were going heavy on it. So I would catch up here and there, thanks to you too, which much appreciated. But it seemed to me like out of the gate, Blake Lively was seemingly thought that she was like untouchable. Like she's gonna say this, everyone's gonna believe her, nothing's gonna happen, and she's gonna come out on top. But the more people that got involved, especially when you had staff getting involved, people that overheard things, and like people that can corroborate certain things from Baldoni's team, and we saw multiple text messages that were altered from the other side coming out, and then you get the actual conversation. It's a totally different thing. I think that's from my vantage point again of like an onlooker in this whole thing. That was the interesting part to me was it
Yeah.
seemed like there was almost an arrogance about it where she's like, "Oh yeah, this is what happened and I'm Blake Lively, so people are going to believe me." I don't think that she imagined it would still be going on over a year after the news dropped. So I'm curious to see more so like where are she and Ryan Reynolds when this whole thing settles? And the fact that you got Taylor
Yeah.
Swift getting dragged into it is crazy. Like this has gone so much further than I think she envisioned because and I don't know the details like you do. I just think that she had an idea of what this was going to be and I think it took
Yeah.
on a life of its own and now it's just now it's an atom bomb.
Well, there was a new report. So I was present for this hearing, but there's a new report coming out as a result of it, which I thought was funny that this is what the press was picking up on. But the judge in their latest hearing made a comment that I guess was a jab to her ego because the judge said that he had never heard. He was trying to say that there's no preferential treatment. He doesn't care about their celebrity because, as far as he knows, they both have a career in Hollywood. And he said that he had never heard either of their names prior to this case. And so there's a new report that's come out that says that her ego was hurt by that this jab from the judge hurt her because, I mean, I guess she doesn't. How could you not know who Blake Lively is?
I don't know. That's where it's like if you're going to go down this path and I again am not an expert enough to speak on, who's right and wrong, but I will say if you're in the midst of all of this, the last thing you need to worry about is your ego. Like it's you can't be upset about a judge taking a dig at you. I would be more focused on the legal ramifications of everything than I would about somebody hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
No, I get it. It's crazy that this is even still going on. I don't even know if it's gonna make it to trial. Trial's not set until March.
I would imagine they settle. I don't think it's going to go to trial. Like, it's going to be a
I,
massive settlement. I don't even know who settles with who. That's like, I don't know who's going to get the money from this case or not.
I mean, I think the only well, I don't know. I don't think either of them are willing to settle. I think
They're going to go. This could be like one of those things that they talk about in like 50 years. Like, you remember that
yeah.
case? It went
This
on
is
for
going to be
5 years.
this is going to be like an OJ case, an Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, like one that people are always going to remember and reference because it was a big celebrity case.
Yeah, and I remember when the news dropped, and it feels like so long ago, and yet here we are with zero resolution whatsoever. So I don't know. It probably has to go to trial, but I could also see last minute, like a last minute settlement. I don't know. When it comes to celebrities, I think they always they want to avoid going all the way, or what is go the distance, as Lisa Barlow would say. So it'll be interesting to watch it shake out. Like I can't believe, like I said, that it's still going on and it's still like completely no resolve whatsoever.
Well, we do also have another notable trial that's happening this November, and that's the Rachel Leviss revenge porn case.
Oh, I didn't know that was this November. That's
It's
going to be an
finally
interesting
happening.
one. And that
That's going to be
is
interesting.
the charges against, or
Tom and
allegedly against,
Ariana
Tom and Ariana, right?
for revenge porn, yeah.
Yeah, see that one I would have to know more about the legality of it, because I do know that in California, like, that could be considered revenge porn. But what does it mean when it's like, okay, she found it on the phone? I think the big question is, did she or did she not send it to other people from that
That's
phone, right?
that's going to be the biggest determination of whether or not it was or wasn't revenge porn. I
And
think
then you, well, like, at what
Raquel's
point? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Raquel's trying to say that even if she didn't send it out to other people, the fact that the video was transferred from Tom's phone to Ariana's phone and then sent to Raquel, that alone is distribution, and that
Okay,
is grounds for revenge porn in
what's
some.
the penalty?
Well, the thing is, revenge porn is such a new thing, and that's kind of similar to like the Blake Lively case because she's really leaning on these newer Me Too laws that were just implemented over the past couple of years since the whole Me Too movement really came to the forefront. And so Rachel Leviss is really leaning into these newer revenge porn laws that don't really, I mean, so it originated from this website called Is Anyone Up? And that was a site where you could anonymously submit other people's nudes and they would publish them online on the
Oh
blog. It was
God,
like a Tumblr blog and they
that's
would publish
awful.
them. But so you would send other people's photos and then the website would publish them. And so they were like, well, we're technically not
Oh wait, I
doing.
saw this. This was a documentary.
Yes, it was a documentary.
Yeah.
So that's where all of these revenge porn things stemmed from because the guy, I think his name was Hunter March, something like that. And so he ended up, I believe he went to jail or he
He
had to
did go
face
to
a whole
jail.
trial and he, had to, and I believe he's like not allowed on the internet for a period of time. And so that's what brought forth these newer revenge porn laws with, publicly posting intimate photos or intimate content of people without their consent. And so the other
Right.
big case from that was Rob Kardashian and Black China, because there was one point where I believe
Right.
he tweeted photos of her that she said, she considered to be revenge porn. And I believe they settled that. I believe they had to pay her out. And so that was resolved. And so this is kind of like the next big revenge porn case. But so it's changed from being published on the internet, which is a public forum. I believe there was a case like at a high school, and they were sending the photos to each other's phones. And so that's where the revenge porn definition evolved from being publicly shamed online to being distributed from phone to phone. And so that's kind of where Rachel Leviss is leaning on this. But if nobody else saw it, which is what Ariana is saying, she's made it very clear that nobody else saw the photos or videos of her, then I don't know if that's a strong case for distribution.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little harder to decipher. And I think that the other part is, how much does like emotion play into it? Like, if she finds her boyfriend's phone of, 7 years and finds this video and just sends it to herself to prove a point to him or to use it at a later date, whatever that might be, like, does that equate into the equation at all? Like, are you allowed to say, well, clearly she was acting irrational
Yeah.
because in the
The
midst of
heightened
finding this
emotional
video,
state. Yeah.
yeah, like, can you play that card a little bit? And I think the biggest thing is if she's not, because if she sent it to herself, that to me should not garner any kind of punishment. Like I think that she found a scathing video of her, and because he's in it too, probably like
Yeah.
up in the little corner
Yeah.
jerking off, creep. So I don't know, like what the grounds for, especially if they're newer laws and they are ill defined because they're still trying to nail down exactly what this crime would be. I would imagine genuinely, given her skyrocket to fame with Love Island and everything, that they will more than likely, if the defense says, she might have a shot here, I would guess it's going to be a settlement. But if it's not, I'm actually really curious to see, because from Rachel Raquel's side of things, like, I do understand. I don't think it's right for people to share private photos like that. I've always been a firm believer in, like, if you send something to somebody, like, that's theirs. It's not for them to share. I like people out there that want to say, like, well, once you take the picture and you put it out there, like, what they do with it, blah blah blah. Sure, to a certain extent, of you no longer have control of it, but I don't think it's right to share those kinds of pictures. I think that's horseshit. So I'm glad that there's laws now where it protects people a little bit more. Because for the people out there that say, like, well, you should never have taken it, it's like, in this day and age with the phones, like, you can't assume that people aren't going to send their loved ones, significant others, and people. Now they should be solicited, not unsolicited. UDPs are, I can't imagine ever doing that. Like, that's the craziest shit to me in the world, is to send somebody just a picture of your penis unasked. But I do think there needs to be laws that protect people from this kind of thing happening, because it can ruin a life. If a picture that you sent to your boyfriend or somebody you were dating, then he goes online and posts it there, sends it to his friends, like, it can have ramifications on your life. So I agree with that part of it. I'm just really curious as far as, what is their case going to be? Is there enough evidence there? How much into the equation does it enter that she found a video that her boyfriend is in of her boyfriend cheating on her? So she sent it to herself to keep the evidence. So if he tried to delete it or something weird, like, it seems too nuanced to me to just be like, yep, she shouldn't have distributed that, quote unquote, distributed, because at what point is it a factor that it's her boyfriend in the video and she wants proof that her boyfriend was cheating on her? Like, does
Yeah.
that weigh into it at all? I think it
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. And again, she didn't share it with anybody else. So Ariana's story is, she saw, I believe she took a video recording of it. She found it on Tom's phone, got her phone, recorded it, and then sent that recording to Raquel as like, gotcha. I just saw this.
Okay.
You can't lie to me. You're dead to me. Something like that. To that effect is what Ariana is claiming. And then from Tom's side, I don't think there's a strong revenge porn case against Tom, but I think with Tom, it's more of like an invasion of privacy. That's one of the claims that she has
You
against
could,
him, because they were on
yeah,
FaceTime. His argument is, we were on FaceTime together. So this broadcast to me, I was allowed to see this broadcast. And yes, I recorded it without her knowing, but I was
I
never
think that's
showing it to
slimy.
anybody. I know, yeah, it is. Well, and then there was also the element of it where he said that he recorded it so that, later she could see how beautiful she was, or something like that, something creepy
Oh
like
my
that.
God. Like,
But
could you imagine? Like, no, babe, look how great you look. Like, that's why I just want to see how pretty you are and, like, boost your confidence.
well, even the more like the worst part about it is when you record a FaceTime call, when you screen grab it, there's no audio that gets recorded. So it's just a silent, like, jerking
Silent
video.
movie. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I think that that's slimy. I don't think that you should
Yeah.
record anything without somebody's consent. That
Yeah.
I believe they have a case for, and I think that they could pursue that, and I think that they could
Yeah.
probably win that one, because that's ridiculous. That's like setting up a camera in your room and not telling
Yeah.
somebody, and then having that video without them knowing. I think that's ridiculous. So I do think there's something there, as long as Ariana did not send it to, like, Sheena or other people in the group or anybody for that matter. I don't see how you can blame her
Yeah.
in that moment taking a video and sending it to the other person involved in the affair.
Because I believe revenge porn, you also have to prove intent. And there was an
Right.
intent to shame, right? Because there's the revenge piece of it. That's the key piece. There's the quote unquote porn side of it, which are the explicit images or videos. And then there's the revenge side, which means that there was an intent to, in some way, shame you publicly, where in this case, or
Yeah.
shame you to somebody else, embarrass you in some way. And so that's where the revenge porn laws are also still very new, that like we don't know if this is something that would even be considered that.
It's interesting. That's a very interesting case. I think that at the end of the day, if it looks like Raquel has some kind of merit to this whole thing and this could get pushed through, I would imagine that Ariana's lawyers like just settle. You have the money for it now, like settle outside of court, then get the fuck away from this. Like cut all ties with your past life. You're the Love Island host now. You're doing Broadway. You're doing all these things. Like let's just like wipe the slate clean with this and move forward.
Yeah.
Now, I think Tom's gonna have a tougher time because he clicked record, and I think he should have a tougher time. I think
Yeah.
that's bullshit. But they should not be one and the same. I think Ariana's case is very different. You had somebody in a long-term relationship catch their boyfriend on his phone, took a video to send it to the other person involved in this whole thing. That's not revenge. That's you're caught. And that's what it feels like to me almost. As long as she didn't send it to other people, it feels to me like Raquel got caught, feels some type of way about it, and now is trying to flip it to make Ariana look bad. But I don't know anybody out here that's saying that Ariana shouldn't have gotten the video on her phone. Like I don't
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. If anybody else in the world that's in a relationship had this same thing happen, they also would record this video for
Yeah.
later and show it as evidence or to send it to the person involved if they have their number. There's not one person on the planet that would be like, huh, and put the phone down. It just
Yeah.
wouldn't happen.
Agreed. Well, you and I are going to be back on stage together at City Winery this Wednesday night. Guys, you can go to nofilterlive.com, get your tickets. There's a link in the description below. Steele's going to be there. Shooter's going to be there. Jackie Goldschneider's going to be there. Giorgio Says is going to be on stage with us. It's going to be a fun time. So if you want to come out and have a fun night out in Philly, get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. You can use code BROS for 25% off
Yeah.
tickets. And let's have fun this week.
We're definitely gonna have fun. We always have a great time on stage, all of us. And like that's what I said. You can't fake this rapport that we have. We've been doing this for years now, and it's been too long since our last live show together. So we're gonna blow the
Yeah.
doors off this one. It's gonna be a blast. And
2023. Yeah.
yeah, it's been a while. So if you miss out on this one and you're anywhere near the City Winery in Philly, like what are you doing on a Wednesday night? You know? What are you
Come on
actually doing?
down.
Buy a
Grab,
damn ticket.
yeah. Come on down. Grab a drink. Grab a bite. City Winery is a good spot too, and that room is always fun.
Yeah, Philly City Winery is a great spot. We've done a lot of city wineries up and down the East Coast, and they're always a delight to work with. I will say that they make it a
Yeah.
very, very easy night, which we can just focus on getting on stage. I will never forget though our first show. That was our first live show ever. That was shit. I was so nervous. I
That
was
was
like,
wild.
I just
We had,
found the. I'll bring one. I saved the. You know, you had the cue cards or whatever, the notes that you wrote
oh
for us to
yeah.
know about the topics. I saved them because it was like our first show. Like I saved things like that.
I still
And I
have mine
just
too.
do you? Yeah, I just found them. I was looking for them, and I was like, here they are. So I still have those, which is like, it's crazy to look back and then look now and be like, hey, we're doing it again. And it's going to be even better this time because we're seasoned vets at this point. This shit's going to be A1 or whatever the fuck. Come out, buy a damn ticket.
A1 steak sauce.
Damn right.
All right, guys, go to No Filter Live or use the link in the description below. And be sure to tune in and listen to Bros and Shows. How often are you guys daily now? You guys
Dude,
like
we're
release twice a day.
5 to 6 a week now. Yeah, because we're trying to branch out as like we did Love Island, which is Peacock, but not Bravo. But we've been trying to do more, and it just so happened that I mean, this year Bravo's schedule has been so loaded with shows that we've been trying to keep up with that while adding new things in. So yeah, we're 5 to 6 episodes a week, every week. We don't miss a week. So yeah, give us a listen, and if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor and subscribe on YouTube. Always appreciate that.
Yes. Subscribe, like, do all the things. Go tune into Bros and Shows. Follow them at Bros. It's Bros and Shows, right? On Instagram.
Bros and Shows. Yep.
Bros and Shows on Instagram. Show some love to the bros and come hang out with us this Wednesday at City Winery in Philadelphia. And then this Sunday, Donna Bowling, Chef Stu O'Keefe, and Jenny McCarthy will be on stage with me in Chicago. So grab your friends, bring your subpoenas, and we'll see you there. Bye, guys.